Section 2, Psychology of Day Trading and Swing Trading. Trading is counterintuitive. Why is day trading so tricky and difficult to learn and be profitable? Because much of what we are taught and how we think puts us at opposites with the reality. For example, many things we do in public as part of our cultural development works well within our cultural environment. So I know I can say F you to someone in New York City, and most New York natives will laugh and say it back with a smile, right? But if I said the same thing in another state or somewhere outside of that area that is culturally accepted, some of these things, that would be most likely something that wouldn't go over well and would be frowned upon outside of the New York City cultural setting. It was one of the reasons I moved to New York, and I lived there for so many years. I felt like I could open up more and not be judged or misunderstood. Okay, maybe that was a bad example to lead into, but I'm trying to say that you must change your way of interpreting chart information to a way that leads to a desired outcome. Trading is counterintuitive in a way where when you think it's going to go down, you think it's going to go up, it goes down. When you think it's going to go down, it's really going up. Why is this? Human nature and how to overcome it. The system is counterintuitive for a reason. The reason the banks make money through trading losses, the reason is, the first reason, is the bank makes money through the trading losses. All corruption exists in every sector of our country. It's part of our reality now. Life is also that way. Very counterintuitive and not obvious or a given. The wise Zen devils fool the masses through laziness, false paradigms, and other forms. Do not think that this is something outside of you. No, the Zen devil is you. If you were honest, I mean really honest, painfully honest with yourself, you would admit this to yourself that you are a devil and you self-sabotage because you want to and do not really want to change your life. This is a hidden part of your psychology that is so subtle that you do not even see it. In fact, how many times have you said no to food and still ate anyway? This is the same brain that says, I will hold this trade into profiting. And you close the position too soon and have to accept a loss. And if only you stayed in longer, it would have gone into profit. Your emotional maturity and IQ must go up if you want to be a successful trader. You must identify what is happening inside of your head. Most of it are statements of reassurances if you are a positive leaning person. The mind's trying to repeat things it heard and then try to make you feel that you should be doing something about it. Very rarely do you respond to the signal when you become a successful trader. A successful trader knows his weaknesses and strengths and knows inaction is a stronger force than action in many cases. Sometimes my fiance says things that are cringe to me, but I do not try to counter her every word. I just let her be herself and do not fight it. My mind tries to send me emotional triggers to get me to defend my ego, but I know that the ego is not me and nothing she says could really affect me or truly hurt me at all. What makes trading difficult? Why is it that we place a trade and it seems that almost immediately heads into the opposite direction? I felt so frustrated with trading a few years ago, and I've quit several times. One time I quit for over 2 years. It seemed that no matter how hard I studied and watched for patterns, I could not get it right. The biggest reason is my perception. My perceptions were not in line with reality. That's a typo. Profiting in trading involves having an understanding where you are in the big picture. You are not, you do not have a map. You would need to, if you did not have a map, you would need to shoot off into space and look down and see where you were standing relative to the rest of the world. We do not have to do that. Instead, we can simply pull up a drawn map. How do we know for sure that the maps and what we are shown is really us? How do we know there's not more land or maybe more, maybe less? You'll never know. first, unless you do this firsthand and you start traveling and putting in some work. Much like this is the way of a trader. He's an explorer out on a financial adventure, and he must be the hero of his own story. Difficulties make us into men and women. You will make it, and you will succeed if you do not quit. Hero's journey. You are now on a hero's journey, especially if you made it this far into the presentation. And you must leave your place of comfort and go and find the Holy Grail. Not because you wanted to, but because some circumstances thrusted you into the unknown, and now you must slay some dragons. I want you to remember, you are not trading against the other anonymous traders out there. You are trading against yourself. You must conquer your own self-bias, prejudices, fears, uncertainties, delusions, misconceptions, and false paradigms. Boy, oh boy, that's certainly saying a lot right there. You thought I was just going to give you some numbers and facts and figure a bunch of formulations, a whole lot of theories, right? No, I'm here to help you get around your biggest enemy and obstacle, yourself. Until you conquer the self to a certain degree, you will never ever succeed with any sort of balance and consistency. Until you work on your perceptions and no longer let your life get in the way of your life. Life is a way of tripping itself. We are the substances of reality we find ourselves observing. The chart is the game of overcoming the fear of taking the trade, only to find you would have been right had you gotten in. That is how it spirals into a blown up account, right? It starts with a trade you took and you knew you shouldn't have. You lost money and then did what is called a revenge trade. This one's huge. This here, I think, is the number one reason traders blow up accounts. They take a trade, they short it again, to gain back what was lost, and then find themselves losing more because when it went negative again, they closed the trade in the red. More losses mount, and then the negativity takes over like a dark cloud of misery and disgust. Balance in your relationships. Another piece of the puzzle no one's talking about is your relationships. Maintaining healthy relationships leads to a healthy-minded trader and leads to healthy profits. So now you've taken a loss, and now you get a text from that girlfriend who cannot make up her mind who she wants. OMG, right? Please, for the love of God, let her go. She's a slut, okay? Accept it. Just forget it. She's eating away your future, okay? Some of you guys need to hear this stuff, love you. Please maintain only healthy relationships. Pick friends and wives who will add to your life, who will support you and love you and be patient with you. I was not successful at making trades in any market until I finally got my relationship in order, cleaned out the closet, and got a very supportive fiance. A cute one too, a radiant beauty. So when I was losing money, she was supportive and not saying, "Hey, what? You lose money? Why you play games?" In her broken English. Learn to let go, okay? So they got mad. Let it go. You've got money to make. Maintaining your focus. Part of maintaining your focus is not overdoing it with too much study. You need to give to give your brain, give your brain a moment to rest in quiet so that you can absorb the information. Have you noticed you trade better after you've had the best sleep? I have. I see some of you guys up on the Discord chats over the weekend wishing the market were over so you can get off with more degenerate trading. Unbelievable. But anyway, all right, so trading is certainly addictive. It really is. You provide no service. You provide no service. You are not a clerk taking orders at a store. You are not working a corporate job. You're not a taxi driver or a doctor helping the sick. You have chosen the most selfish profession there is besides pimping. That becomes a trader. That's becoming a trader. Typo. So you need to balance it all out by either teaching, donating to charities of your choice, paying back those who have helped you along the way, thanking those who, took the time to write this course. All right, quality is the best traders. Meditation is the daily practice of traders I know who make around $1 million to $5 million a year in profits. All of them are extremely well disciplined. They have patience, level-headed, good study habits, great attitude, thoughtful, mindful, those sorts of things. So, need nothing. There's a sign over my office door that says need nothing. What happens when you need nothing? You become more genuine in your actions. In other words, you do things from a principle, not a want, need, or greed. This is why we see food products of low quality, because the company employees and bosses have no genuineness. They are only after their greed. People can tell when they're truly passionate about something. The zealousness comes through in the speech or in your typing. Each section I write, I still have not said all I want to say. I'm trying to keep the entire course as short as possible. But there's so many things that are important and need to be addressed. I do not want to leave out anything. So you'll have it all of what you need in one place. I do want one thing, okay? I want dedicated students that profit from my hard work. I want to hear success stories. I want to hear about how I've helped you and your family. I'm not here to short circuit your success by taking pieces of your profit or giving you some, crappy lessons that do not even have never been proven over and over again and are known to be profitable. I'm not that great writer or storyteller, and all I know is all I want is to give myself to someone else, and they're better off because they met me. That's all I really want in life. Okay, so enough of that. We're gonna get to the charts. We got to move forward because we have to get to the charts. Oh, and by the way, the dualistic approach. Okay, I set stop losses and also watch with the finger on the trigger. It seems like I'm saying set your stops and then say keep your losses small. Sometimes I get pulled away from watching the trade. My other business may interfere, or my life might get pulled. My family life might pull me in a way that takes me away from the screen, and this is why I have to have the stop loss. As you get better at this, sometimes you might not have to stop because might have a stop. Because what happens is sometimes banks will hunt for stops and to trigger all stops before they make a move. This is why that when you do have a stop, it must be far away. So far, that would be ridiculous for the bank to move the price that far. Each situation varies. And I will help you with this. Also, you'll set a trade that will only open after they do this weird sort of spiking. This happens on triangle patterns and such. It will spike and then go in the opposite direction. It is all head faking to make and take as much money as they can from orders. All right, so I have to stop it here. I'm out of time. So we're gonna start getting into some charts next time, and I'm really excited about what's coming up next. So I thank you for listening, and see you guys soon. Peace.